Hello, everyone. It's me, Captain Blueberry Buckaroo, aka Lancer737, and this is another My Little Neighbors episode, Easter insanely ultra hyperspace late edition. But then again, if you're Catholic, like I've said before, Easter is a 40-day holiday, so technically it's not late unless you're not Catholic. Well, then it is insanely late. But I'm sorry, I've just been so busy doing things that's keeping me from doing other things I want to do. Like I keep on being sidelined, so I can't try out Fortnite, even though I actually bought stuff for it. And the same goes for Roblox. I still want to try stuff out, and if you're in the channel, please tell me which games you wanted me to try out on that, because I just, again, I keep getting sidelined. Most of the videos you're seeing that are uploaded, excluding MLP, those are actually almost a month old. It's not like I'm playing those. It's just I have them preset to come out at a certain time. And I'm also sorry for not being able to add anyone's friend request just yet. And I'm also sorry if I'm not giving you gifts. One of the things I'm doing is keeping track of which place I visit, so I'm not using the gift all button. So I'm sorry if you've been missing out on getting hearts. Now, now that that's said and done, we last let off with Honey Cookie. We're going to check out Happy Cookie. Or not. I'm sorry about that. Miss Pants, or Mrs. Pants, I mean. Hold on. That is a bit too loud. We'll set it right there. Okay. Mrs. Pants. Happy, insanely, ridiculously late Easter, Mrs. Pants. And they've expanded pretty far. I like where they have the Tree of Harmony. They have plenty of happy trees, which is always really good. I like the outcropping, and like I've said before, this is very similar to my original Ponyville. The design of it, I'm liking it a lot. It brings back a lot of memories. But overall, I'm just greatly enjoying it. It looks like Rarity is dressed as blah 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 blah. It looks like Rarity is dressed as Princess Platinum, which is a really good look for her. Rainbow Dash looks really cool too. Forget the boost for that. I don't think it's the minecart boost, but if it is, it still isn't as good as her spacesuit look or her gala, the actual gala dress, which gives you plus 50%. It's either, yeah, it is plus. It's either plus 50 or plus 45. I know it's the highest in the game. Oh my gosh, rarities with evil rarity. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the design is really good. I'm liking it a lot. Like I said before, you got some really cool characters like bunches of different versions of Rainbow Dash and Applejack, and got one of the Pink Dragons. I don't think that one has a name. I think they just, this is Pink Dragon, blah, 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 blah. And I remember her from the episode, and the things that she wanted to do to Ponyville were pretty mundane compared to Garble. Garble's like, I want to destroy them all. And Spike's like, oh my gosh. But this is a really cool place, and I like it a lot. Thank you very much for your hard work, Mrs. Pants. I hope you haven't given up on the game. Again, removing Nightmare Moon's darkness costs a lot of money, unfortunately, in this game, with in-game currency, and probably with real money as well. But I hope you're still enjoying it. I'm assuming you still are, and I'm sorry for that advertisement that just popped up. Notification for one of the games I'm playing. Anyway, happy, insanely extra late Easter, Mrs. Pants. 4 of approval. So, did everyone see the MLP episode today? If you did, don't forget to put spoilers before you comment on it, but I would like to see what you thought of it. If you thought it was really good. Last week's, I think, is kind of weird. Not really into the rarity episodes. I think I've said this before, but if not, her, Fluttershy, and Pinkie Pie, their episodes generally are my least favorite. Not to say I don't like the characters. I like the characters a lot. It's just their style of episode is not something I'm really into. Usually, they do once in a while have a really awesome episode. Usually, if it's Fluttershy, if it's a good one, it's gonna be with Discord. And let's see, I I think Pinkie Pie's her best one was the one when she accidentally cloned herself. No, or I guess I should say she purposely cloned herself. That was a really good one. I might be forgetting a couple, but that one comes to mind definitely because that was a really entertaining episode. And then Rarity, since her episodes are all about fashion, it's just not something I care for much, but they interact. Oh, great. Went too far. But they interact so well with the other characters. They make really great supporting star roles in the episodes. Just their own episodes are not that great to me, at least. But if you disagree, go ahead and write down below why you think that. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Mrs. Pie, sorry. Sorry. Spiky Daisy. I sorry, I meant Spike Daisy. Carrying Cookie. I'm sorry, but this isn't working. Cloud Cookie. Nope. Berry Star. That's a pretty cool name. And we get to go see Berry Star. And so far, looks very decent. They have Lucky Plot. I just can't talk, and I'm very sorry about that. It might be my neck. I need to have that thing looked at. It's been quite a long time since I've had a chiropractor. Again, sorry for the slurred speech. It's been quite a while since I've had a chiropractor, and it's just when my neck gets out of place, my speech is kind of slurred. Happens a lot, believe it or not. Did you know the first case ever to have someone be, I guess you can say, be healed from a chiropractor? That person had been deaf their entire life, and it wasn't because their eardrums were defective. They actually had nerves that were being pulled in such a way because their neck was out of place from the moment they were born that had made them effectively be deaf, and they were fixed when they had their neck fixed. Isn't that amazing? That just having your neck out of place can affect so many things. You wouldn't believe how many things in your body are affected by your neck and your spine. I mean, once you learn that sort of stuff in school, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but it depends on what your level is and what school that you're in currently, whether you would know that or not. Anyway, sorry, rambling on about other stuff. I'm liking this place. I like the designs that you have made with the walkways, Berry Star, and happy ultra late Easter Berry Star. And it looks chaotic and uniform at the same time. Chaotic in that the way the buildings are spreading out by block, but at the same time where they are by block, it's very uniform, and I'm liking it. This area is probably my favorite right here, where the giant happy tree is and Rainbow Dash's place. It's pretty cool. And you definitely got dragons, and I like that you have a flag post by the Celestia. Oh my gosh, it's evil rarity. But I like the flags by the Celestia statue. Looks very cool. You got Starlight Glimmer, which is really awesome. Really awesome. I'm definitely going to give this place 4 hooves of approval. And I'm just messing around with that. Either way, it doesn't matter how many hooves you get so far, and I probably will anyway. I love all your guys' pony builds. But anyway, happy ultra late Easter Berry Star. I liked your place. Really cool. Just in case I'm going to turn this down a bit more. But anyway, going back to what I was talking about, I just I like the other ones because they're more my style. Of the themes of the other characters' episodes appeal more to me. Like Rainbow Dashes usually are aerial themed, and she a lot of her episodes actually are shout outs to Top Gun, which is one of my most favorite movies, which is really cool. And so generally, yeah, I'm definitely going to like her episodes. I like Applejack's episodes most of the time because they're very adventure oriented. Some of them are that some of them can be a little bit boring at some points, but all in all, even the ones I don't like, there is aspects to them that I do like, and it's usually the character development. So that's always good. But I'm definitely gonna like Luna, Celestia, and Starlight's the most, especially Luna's, just because it's magic fantasy definitely oriented. There's barely ever any episodes that they have where they are not magic in nature or something extremely important is going on, so they're on an adventure of some kind, or dire, like I said, that versus a rarity episode where it's about fashion. It's like it's a no-brainer which one I'm gonna want to watch. But you know what, that's just another really cool aspect about the show, because the characters can have such extreme styles of storytelling and aspects of the story that would be appealing to different people. So you have so many different people that can get into the fandom that would like, specific character style of storytelling. Okay. Rose pants. Or I should say rosy pants, but whatever. I'm sorry. Can't go there. Can't go there either. Golden music. Well, should have known the one that was not responding is the one I get to go to. Anyway, insanely hyper late Easter golden music. And I definitely like what you're doing down here. I like the miniature forest. All those happy trees just make everything look insanely awesome. And I can only imagine what you're planning on doing down here. In fact, I can't wait. I hope you're still playing, because I'd love to see what you do with that section. I'm also assuming that you went this path because you're saving up on gold coins, because, like I pointed out before, clearing out all the Nightmare Moon's darkness, it gets insanely, ridiculously expensive, especially the last couple tiles. Um, let's see. Yeah, that's definitely what you're doing. You have practically no, actually you do. You have every single totem unlocked. And the design is, again, uniform and chaotic at the same time, which is always interesting to see. And I'm liking it, definitely. Oh, I love him. Rainbow Blitz, I believe. I love his colorization. I think he was originally supposed to be Rainbow Dash's dad. They somewhat changed that. He has to be a relative, but the funny thing is Rainbow Dash's dad has the same color palette as him. He's also pretty cool, but I would take Rainbow Blitz over her dad if I had to pick one to play as. It's pretty cool. Applejack and Starlight are here, so far, character wise, based off all the ones that Golden Music has, this is definitely Rainbow Dash. This is definitely six hooves of approval. And again, I like the design, and I can't wait to see what you have planned for in this section. I can only imagine it, because this section's my favorite one. I know. Trees, but trees add a lot of detail, and I just love it. All the rocks and trees. That's why you should never ever get rid of all your rocks. Yeah, they can be annoying, but they add character and more detail, because there's only so many things you can use to build your cities unless you're winning a lot of the exclusive gear. But anyway, I love this place, and thank you very much, Golden Music, for your hard work. Now, out of the young Mang six, I guess, you know what? I really only really like Cinder, and I like Yona. She's adorable, but at the same time, I'm I'm kind of burned out on the Viking culture. I don't know if you noticed this, but she is specifically characteristic wise. very much a shout out to the Viking culture or Nordic culture, if you want to call it that. And it's just, I see it everywhere in everything, and things I like and I don't like, and I'm very burned out with it. And let's see, I always forget her name, but they have a really cute changeling that's in the series. She's really cool. And technically, there's two of them, and I think they're both really cool. It's just one of them is the quote unquote sea pony, if you want to call it a sea pony. Like I mentioned before, she's not really a sea pony. They had a shout out, but there technically is still no sea ponies in My Little Pony, excluding fan works, which is always really good. I count a bunch of the fan works as canon, and it's just the rest of them, especially Sandbar. I either am kind of meh about or I just don't care. Sandbar is, he's very dull, to say the least, at least to me. If you disagree, please tell me down below. Okay, now we're at Jet Pie. Let's see if, nope, sorry. Apple Daisy. Nope. Prince Star, that is a pretty cool name. But nope. Main Music. Nope. Berry Pants. Nope. Little Days. Little Days, come on. Okay. Nope. I'm sorry, Little Days. Granny Music. We get to visit Granny Music. And happy ultra late Easter. Heck, happy ultra late Valentine's Day, or amazingly Back to the Future late Christmas. Hopefully they didn't give up that, or they just love the Christmas theme or winter theme. I actually, this year, since we get to control the weather, I wanted to purposely leave it winter for as long as it's winter in the seasons in my area. Whether or not they just really like it or maybe they've given up, I really like the look of it. And there's a lot of just character, even more character with the snow, even though you probably shouldn't have it all year long. So far, I'm going to have to say, just from looking at this design, I'm going to give it a 6 hooves of approval. I really like all the work they went into to adding all these different grid patterns and the walkways, and then building either miniature outlets for stores or just different outcroppings of plants, bushes, trees, lots of cold, happy trees, or I don't know, maybe they're not happy trees. Maybe they're really incredibly angry, cold trees. And you got to water them with hot chocolate to make them feel better. But either way, I'm really enjoying this design. This is really awesome. They took a lot of time to work on this pattern, and all the ponies are rocking out at DJ Pony's place. And interestingly enough, it's not in the place where you normally typically find DJ Pony's. What would you call it? Concert hall, I guess. More of a concert area. Um, Heck yeah, this is a really nice place. You did an incredibly good job, Granny Music. Happy, incredibly ultra insanely late Easter, and thank you for the hard work you did here, Granny Music. But going back to what we were talking about, I just I like less the main 6 than I do the. I mean, sorry, I like the new main 6 members as a whole less definitely than the original main 6. I just feel like a bunch of them are kind of lame. Like Sandbar, like he had that one episode where he's crying over a doll that fell off his fireplace during Christmas. I just, I mean, it can be upsetting to have bad things happen, yeah, but it's just for a Christmas story. I mean, it's a story about Christmas. It's Christmas themed, and then having the characters talk about their Christmas experiences, all of them had much more meaningful stories to tell. And then you have Sandbars like, I have a doll and it fell off and everything was terrible, blah. It's no, no, thank you. The story that Cinder told was much more entertaining, but also horrifying too. It just goes to show you dragon culture can be extremely dangerous. Ironically enough, it fits really well with Dungeons and Dragons. You might not be aware of this, or may not have even heard of Dungeons and Dragons, but Dungeons and Dragons is actually owned by the same company that makes My Little Pony. Sorry, I should say it's owned by the same company that produces My Little Pony. The company that makes My Little Pony is DHX, which, ironically enough, is not going to be making My Little Pony G5. They had their rights taken away from them from making it. Not legally. That's not the legal term I would use. It's just I'm using a simplified term, but that's essentially what happened. And they have some Irish company making G5. Just so you know, DHX is in Canada, but now they're going to have a Hasbro Irish company subgroup work on G5. Don't know what to think about that. I'm actually kind of wary about that. Anyway, we're at Chocolate Night. Chocolate Night. That reminds me of a really awesome ice cream that I saw at the grocery store called Midnight Chocolate. It's chocolate ice cream with chocolate chip chocolate cookie dough in it with chocolate fudge. It sounds really, really good. I've had some before, like I think it was like almost 2 years ago. I'd love to have some more, just a little bit. But anyway, happy insanely extra late Easter chocolate night, and what we got here, right here, is an amazing assortment of happy trees. Bob Ross is happy now in heaven. He's in a heavenly place in the clouds, but the clouds are in a place where there's happy trees that are so tall that he can pet the trees from the clouds that he's sitting on right now. True story. Anyway, you got some really, really cool pony characters here, and the designs look really, really good. This part is kind of chaotic, but it, kind of would fit because you see here, it's kind of a paradox in a sense. But it's funny that the wilderness part is very orderly in a sense. Yes, you have different breeds of tree that are not uniform, but as a whole, that section is much more uniform compared to the city. If you look at the exact location, because some of the buildings do line up, but other ones don't. And it's just kind of funny that the wilderness part would be more uniform and orderly than the city part, which is kind of meta if you think about it, because one could argue that city building is chaotic, especially to the land and nature, depending how it is. Pretty sure you probably weren't here for discussion on what is meta, but this place is really cool. I'm liking it. There's the ice cream shop, and looks like Sweetie Belle's running towards it because she heard about that ice cream flavor I was talking about, and she wants some of it. And Rarity's like, I want some ice cream too. Where'd you go, Sweetie Belle? You're the only one that knows where the ice cream shop is. Um, yeah, this is a really, really nice place. You did a great job, Chocolate Night. Really, all of you did do a great job. I really like this one a lot. And I hope you're still playing, and thank you so much for your hard work. Happy insanely late Easter Chocolate Night. If it will go back, which it did, thankfully. Now, going back to what we were talking about, I just, yeah, it's owned by the same company that makes Dungeons and Dragons, which is very interesting because if you look at a lot of the lore for My Little Pony, a lot of it is shout outs to Dungeons and Dragons, and or is straight up lifted from Dungeons and Dragons. Some of it might possibly be slightly, a lighter version of it, but in other aspects it's not, especially Red Dragons. Red Dragons are nearly identical to the Red Dragons in Dungeons and Dragons. That's why they're all insanely dangerous in the series. They're the last ones you'd ever want to run into, which is very interesting. Now, if you're going to compare the unicorns and Pegasus of Dungeons and Dragons to the Pegasus and unicorns of My Little Pony, you'll definitely see My Little Pony trumps them. In fact, you could say they trump just about everything, if not everything, in Dungeons and Dragons. But that's because they're they're sentient and they have incredibly powerful magic abilities that you wouldn't expect and that most things don't have. In fact, the only things that technically would straight up have any chance against them would be things that are psionic. I'm probably going overboard. A lot of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to get too much into that. Just it would, and I've seen a lot of people do it. It would be pretty cool to play a D&D game or Rifts or Robotech RPG with custom rules to play as an MLP character, whether it be the human versions or not, pony versions, or any other race it could possibly be from the MLP universe. But that being said, let's see if we can visit their Ponyville. No, sorry. Golden Knight. We get to see Golden Knights. Happy Insanely Late Easter Golden Knight. Well, what we got here is a place that is very similar to my original Ponyville. And, I like it. Pretty cool. DJ Pony's place is almost nearly in the same place that the last places DJ Pony's was that we saw, that I took note of. You definitely got No, yeah, you definitely got Trixie here, and it's kind of interesting that you have her placed by Pinkie Pie's element of laughter. Trixie doesn't laugh very often anymore. The great and apologetic Trixie is very humble nowadays and does not laugh. And in fact, she's always making a point to atone for all the evil things that she has done, including accidentally crushing Celestia with a magic barrier. That's a reference to a fan fiction, and it was a light-hearted, humorous episode slash fan fiction. In that, when she erects the barrier that keeps Twilight out of Ponyville, in the fan fiction they have it that Celestia was halfway in between when the barrier came down, and it has, it's crushing her, and she's like, please help me. And then Trixie walks up to her, takes the crown off her head, and she's like, nah, and throws it aside. Actually, I think part of the comic also has her lift the barrier for a second, and then she takes Celestia's chariot and her guards. No, actually, I don't think she takes the guards. But she takes the chariot, and then she has Snips and Snails carry her on Celestia's chariot, and then she closes it back down on top of Celestia. I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway, I definitely like this place. 4 hopes of approval, and thank you very much for the hard work, and I hope you're still playing. Speaking of fan fiction, does anyone here have a favorite MLP fanfic or any fanfic from anything? You can write it down below what your favorite ones are. I would be interested to see what it is and why you like it. For me, if we're going to go by animation, definitely my favorite fan-made piece would be Children of the Night, at least as a music slash animation short story. Full blown story so far, I would have to say my favorite one is It's very difficult to pick from them. I might want to say The Death of Princess Luna, just because how dramatic that one is. And it turns out she's still alive, but seeing what all the kingdom and the characters go through when they think she's dead was very intriguing. And as expected, it pulls at your heartstrings too, to see, especially see Celestia. I guess the best way would say degrading from the stress, like she was losing a lot of her magical abilities. And it makes perfect sense that something like that would happen, besides the depression. And I thought it was a really well written story. There's a bunch of other ones, though, but I want to pick one that's a serious one because there's a bunch of them that are not serious that are just really cool that I like a lot. They're meant to make you smile just from the craziness of it. Um, Now, if we pick one that's meant to do that, I would definitely have to pick. I want to say it's Princess Luna has an Oreo cookie, definitely. And then there's another one, but I forget the name of it, where she's learning the vocabulary of how everyone speaks since, she's been gone for 1,000 years. So she has to learn English again. And she learns it wrong because, yeah, she learns new phrases, but those new phrases that she's learning are still out of date. So she's saying insane things that she thinks are normal that are disturbing everyone or making them really angry. That was a really good one. And then, of course, my own fan fictions. My fan fictions are my favorite ones so far that I've made. And hopefully I can. I'm just so busy. I want to have so many things on the channel, but I'm so distracted by so many things, whether it be work or just so many things. Anyway, Sunset Cake. Let's go. No, I take it back. Let's not visit Sunset Cake. I'm sorry, Sunset Cake. The game doesn't want it to happen, so it's just not going to happen. Mr. Daisy. Nope. Nope. Magic Cookie. Oh, we get to see Magic Cookie. Wow. Magic Cookie, I can already tell you've done an amazing job. And looks like you're trying to get to the element of magic, and you've activated the element of loyalty, honesty. Oh, you haven't activated kindness yet, but you have the shadows over it gone and laughter. I'm assuming you still are probably playing this, and you've done an amazing job. I really love the layout of this. Now, for a minute, I thought that was Trixie standing next to a Trixie statue, but it's just an Earth Pony statue. Um, the design is very similar, but not quite to the one that I have on my Sweet Apple Acres, because my philosophy with that one was that the place should be designed to be more utility than uniform like how it is in the other ones. But I have different levels of uniform. Like the Crystal Empire, I wanted it to have a very geometric, crystallized pattern with all the walkways and all the designs, which I'm pretty much successful with that, with a few exceptions. But definitely Sweet Apple Acres, I wanted it to just be utility. All the places are shaped the way they are because they have requirements that supersede ease of travel. But you got some really cool characters. Starlight, yeah, Starlight Glimmer. Amethyst Star, I love Amethyst Star. Did you know the woman that plays as Spike and the woman that plays as Zecora have both played as Amethyst Star because they can't keep her consistent for some reason? Wait, was that Rara? No, Rarity. Pretty close though. And you got plenty of happy trees. This is just an amazing assortment of happy trees. You can't get happier than this. Well, I mean, you could get happier than this, but it could be fatal. Could be fatal being too happy. Anyway, this is a really great looking place. I really love it. Definitely 6 hooves of approval. I love the design. Thank you very much, Magic Cookie. You did an amazing job. Happy, insanely, Back to the Future from another galaxy late. Happy Easter. Now, that being said, since I made a Star Wars reference, what do you guys think of fiction where they have Star Wars and My Little Pony crossover? I want to say I mentioned this before. I might not have. Well, I mean, but then again, I might have. But I want to lean towards a possibility that I didn't. Did you know that there's references in the third Equestria Girls movie that has Midnight Sparkle ripping holes through the space-time continuum onto a planet that looks like Endor, and the moon looks just like the second Death Star? I thought that was really cool and very interesting, and it opens up a lot of different possibilities plot-wise for both series and implications, if that's true, which I believe it's so from what you can see in the stills. But do you guys like the idea of My Little Pony crossing over with other things? I know for sure I've talked about Skylanders, but is there anything else you guys would love to see My Little Pony cross over with? I personally, besides Skylanders and Star Wars, I do like seeing some artwork with MLP crossing over with Halo. I actually have a couple videos in my subs that I haven't looked at just yet that I intend to of a My Little Pony slash Halo crossover series that looks very interesting. I don't think it's animated, but it still will be very entertaining to listen to. Anyway, can't go there. Emerald Star, that's a really cool name. I love the name Emerald Star. And we get to go there. Awesome. Fantastic. Happy, insanely late Easter, Emerald Star. And so far, this place is very cool. Definitely like it. I like what you've done with the lava area, the Dragonlands volcano area. It's very interesting that you would have it next to the element of generosity because those dragons will love taking all the crystals by it. And if they can, they'll take the actual element of generosity themselves if they can. It's interesting that you have a bunch of Celestia statues out this way. I like the look of it. And everything is very detailed and uniform. Oh, it looks like you spread out a lot. Let's see. Might possibly not be playing anymore. That or saving up gold coins to be able to destroy the darkness in that area. Still need to also get to the element of laughter. Element of loyalty and magic and kindness. But other than that, I like the design of it. Definitely 5 hooves of approval. DJ Pony's place, it's very funny because now the trend is for the medium level players to have DJ Pony's flat be out by near the center. It's just interesting to see where everyone tends to put things. Evil rarity. Woo! Anyway, that's Emerald Star's place, and I'm definitely enjoying it. Thank you, Emerald Star, for your hard work, and I hope you have a good day. Now, if we're going to talk about crossovers we wouldn't want to see, I can name off a few. I definitely would not want to see MLP crossover with. Great, now it's escaped my mind. GoBots. We'll just go with that. Definitely don't want to see them cross over with GoBots. Wouldn't want to see them cross over with most media that exists. Actually, I'm extremely picky about things that I like, and unfortunately, most things I'm pretty sure are not good just from all the things I've experienced and or seen of those things. Um, let's see. I'm still up in the air if I would want to see MLP crossover in the live action shared universe series they're going to have with multiple Hasbro products. Because it already sounds incredibly screwed up because, like I've mentioned before, and I do know I've mentioned this before, they're going to have Visionaries crossover with Transformers, G.I. Joe, Mask, and a bunch of other ones. Visionaries in itself will screw up everything because the nature of the magic in that series, it shuts down all machinery unless it's magically powered machinery. So that would practically make all the Transformers drop dead and make all the Mask and G.I. Joe vehicles and weapons useless. They won't though, so in a sense that makes their contribution to that crossover less meaningful because it's a less pure incarnation of what Visionaries is, having to degrade their abilities so they can cross over with other things degrades them in themselves. Anyway, Mr. Let's visit Mr. And it actually worked. We're actually going to get to visit Mr. And Mr. is doing a pretty good job. I love their use of the party tiles. I tried to use that as less as possible, but over here, it looks pretty nice. Maybe it should be used more liberally. Liberally. Ah, darn it, I can't say it for whatever reason. Sorry. It's because of my freaking neck. Unfortunately, because of all the fighting I've gotten into in the past, my neck is just a mess. Whenever I'm moving my head, it sounds like I have popcorn in the discs in my my vertebrae. I'm getting it mixed up now, but anyway, yeah, my vertebrae are popping around like popcorn. That being said, this place is really nice. I like that you're going out that way. I remember when I needed to build a rock farm for the Pie family. This spot over here was perfect because it had tons of neglected area and had lots of rocks that would fit well with a few exceptions of some of the rocks. It fit well making that section the area where the pies were going to go. But anyway, I like this place. It's definitely 4 stars. Sorry, 4 hooves of approval. And Lone Dragon looking off in the distance. And I guess he heard me because, I mean, she heard me because she waved at me as I looked at her. Now, the white one, I think the white one was one of the rarest ones to get when it comes to dragons, unfortunately. You know, one thing Gameloft has completely forgot to do, they still have yet have released the Storm Guard that is Lieutenant for Tempest. I don't know if we're ever going to get that one. I don't think they've realized that they have completely forgotten to release that guy because the movie's been out since, I don't know, 2 years now. I mean, technically, it's probably slightly less than 2 years, but still, it's basically 2 years. And we still haven't got a movie-based character that's supposedly in this game. It's getting concerning. Oh, speaking of which, about being concerned, this is the first time we've gotten a major update, and none of the story elements have popped yet. So let me know if it's doing the same thing with you guys. It's just, I was expecting at least one of the campaigns to start already, and it hasn't started. It's very weird. Don't know why the game's doing that. I don't know if we're going to have to wait till next weekend or if it's something that's going to come out on Sunday because they're really cutting it close to the chest. Or what? But yeah, I've been waiting all day, and all day is like, when's the campaign going to start? I want to read the story. I just finished the Discord one. It wasn't bad. I'm more impressed with the changes that it has done to my Ponyville as opposed to the story itself because it kind of kind of felt like it was droning on and on about Discord just being upset, and it's like everyone trying to make a better party for them. They're like, "Hey, let's just let Discord change everything." Like that's gonna, like that's gonna end well. That might be going a bit too extreme just to make him feel better. Anyway, Granny music. And we get to visit her. Happy incredibly late Easter Granny music. Now, I'm definitely already really, really, really liking this. I like the layout and setup of this place. Although I probably would try to connect some of the walking paths. It seems a little disconnected, but even then, it looks really nice. I'm assuming they plan on putting some really cool features in these sections. Oh, you got Amethyst Star. Definitely really cool. You've activated the element of honesty and kindness and laughter. That's pretty cool. And I'm assuming you're working your way towards magic and loyalty. At least I hope so. I hope you're still playing. Um, I really like this place for all the same reasons I did before. It's very detailed, and I like the choices that you have made where things go. And it's interesting seeing things done differently compared to what, I myself have done for my own version of Ponyville. And I give it, yeah, definitely 5 hooves of approval, if not 6. It's a pretty cool place. Oh, DJ Pony. Her concert hall has a lot of reverberating sound effects because the trees are going to make a cascading effect with the sound bouncing back. Kind of a cool surround sound style thing, even though it technically will be surround sound. No, I take it back, it wouldn't be. But it would be with the trees being in that spot, which is, not sure if you intended that, but it's cool nonetheless. Anyway, insanely hyper drive late Easter Granny music. With that, I think I'm going to call it quits just because I'm getting close to the end of how long I can record on this one setting. And I promise I'm going to get to you all. It's just with how busy I am, I can't do this every day, which it's regretful. I will try to. It's just, it's not a given, especially with job coming up that is going to take a lot of time from my schedule that I wasn't expecting because it's not a voluntary job. It's not one that you go out to do. It's just one of those kind of things. It's not good. Well, I mean, it's not bad, but it's like unexpected. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good Easter. If you're Catholic, everyone else, they're not celebrating Easter anymore. I hope you're just having a good weekend, and I hope you liked this episode, and I hope you enjoyed the latest My Little Pony Season 9 episode. Hope you guys have a good week, and hopefully I'll have some Fortnite and more Roblox up. I'm still having bad luck with Roblox with the games I did actually get to try. But anyway, have a good weekend, guys and gals.